Hi everyone, Dan here from Stephen University, the podcast we do on this channel. If you don't listen to that, basically it's me taking a friend through the show. He doesn't watch it. He doesn't watch any animated shows. So I chose Stephen University to be the show. I sort of introduced him to that through. So it's basically me, an existing fan of the show, taking him through it. If you like the sound of that, it's on the channel at least up to episode sort of 80 odd, from where I'm recording this. Basically, I've always wanted to give this a go. I'm not great at gaming in general, but I enjoy it. Historically, actually, quite bad with RPGs. So this is gonna be interesting because this is probably gonna be a lot of people yelling at me in the YouTube comments for not being very good at it. But it's relevant to what we generally do here because obviously it's a TV show, and particularly a TV show that we talk about a lot because of the Stephen University podcast and a game. And to be honest with you, the main reason I have never done one of these is because I am terribly afraid that I'll be very bad at it and it'll be quite boring. So what's always historically happened is I've looked into it and been like, capture cards are expensive. I can't justify spending all that money to discover I'm terrible at this. But the Xbox got an update over Christmas, so just before Christmas, that allows me to record for up to 1 hour, which means that we can find out together if I'll be terrible at doing a playthrough of a game with commentary. So this is Save the Light. For context, I did play Attack the Light, but it was many years ago, and I genuinely barely remember it. And also a little full disclosure, I did play through about a minute or two of the game earlier just to make sure everything worked. So in terms of the capturing of the footage and stuff. So let's give it a go. So one thing I can't record because the Xbox has got this weird restriction where you can only record once you've gone into the game and it's basically told the Xbox it's okay. We permit them to film this. So annoyingly, I can't record any of the Xbox menu screens. And I couldn't record the first loading screen that comes up for this, which is an awesome title card for the it's basically one of the show's title cards, but the loading screen for this game, and it's to Save the Light. It's really cool, very well done. So yeah, full disclosure, I've already played it a little bit, just about 2-3 minutes.
There was a powerful weapon.
This is incredible. I love this art style. I thought it was nice to be reminded of the plot of Attack the Light because genuinely remembered very little of it, particularly the ending. It turns out from this intro, apparently it ended with the light turning into Stephen, which I don't remember. But there you go. That's the way this works, I guess. Is that play something for 3 or 4 years ago, or however long it was. It couldn't be that long actually ago, but whatever it was, and then my memory of it just will fade. So I love this art style. It really reminds me of the answer and the flashbacks in the answer, and I think it's really cool that the designers of this game have chosen to make their flashbacks match the flashbacks that we've historically had in the show. It's slightly more sort of looks like coloured in by crayon than those. It's got sort of a really interesting texture to it, which I don't think the artwork from the answer did, but it's still pretty cool. And the subject of artwork, actually, they've gone for an interesting sort of... When you look at a game like Stick of Truth or the Fractured But Whole, the South Park games, they've gone to extraordinary measures to make it look just like the show. And what I think's really interesting about this is... and sorry if I'm not commenting on what's actually happening in the story here. He's showing off Light Steven and their moves.
Wow.
And what's interesting here is that they've decided to go a little off the show's sort of style. They've gone for this sort of no outlines, sort of colours and shapes look, and it's impressive because it does look just like the show, but not all at the same time. It's like it's really managed just to capture the spirit and the bright and the colour and the sort of the real. I don't know what I'm trying to express here. They've managed to capture the aesthetic of the show without copying it, and that's actually pretty impressive. I mean, you look around, they've got the warp pad, looks really good. This table I can jump over. I mean, Steven's jump. I think I said when I did a little, like I said, a little 2-minute test. Steven's jump. That is the happiest I've ever seen. I've never seen a video game character so thrilled to be jumping. Like, look at his little happy face as he leaps about. That is extraordinary. So yeah, art style wise, I think that they've done a really neat job here because they've managed to make it. They've captured what the show looks like without copying it, and I think that's interesting because it keeps it sort of. It keeps you sort of visually engaged in a way that you might not be if it looked just like the show, I suppose. Then again, I do marvel at how, if I'm playing Stick of Truth and my girlfriend walks in, if she doesn't look directly at me and see that I'm holding the control, there are occasions she'll go, wait, are you watching an episode of South Park or are you playing? So like I do commend them for doing that. Obviously this game's been a bit unfortunate because I think I get the impression it got a bit rushed out. And I can't imagine that's the developer's fault. And it got rushed out without any real QA testing, it seems, and is full of, well, this sort of thing. Let's see if I can make this. Yeah, I mean that's. Yeah, lots of visual bugs, and apparently this is the third patch. So apparently the first release was like absurd, like as close to unplayable as you get without it actually being unplayable. Apparently it was just bugs and crashes every 30 seconds, sound effects missing, all sorts of weird stuff that would happen. I get the impression the game was rushed out, and that's unfortunate because the reviews were all done based on the initial release, and that's not got the patches, and they got a lower score than I think it would have done, and I think that'll put a lot of people off buying it. From the reports, it seems to have improved. I mean, that little visual bug there is pretty non-game breaky. It's just a little weird. The reason, by the way, if you're wondering how I immediately knew to create a bug, when I did my 2-minute playthrough, this is about as far as I got, just out here. Maybe I think I spoke to Lars further down, but I think I just was sort of just sort of jumping about, like, and I came on to look at this. I was like, that's an interesting object, and then I got caught on it like that. And I was like, oh, straight away I found one. So I thought I would use that as a good example early on of the sort of problems this game has. But, you know, I'll be honest with you, I suspect I'm probably not going to find much else. I get the impression the more recent patches have done a pretty good job fixing the issues. So yeah, let's see, is Jamie around? No Jamie. He's off being an actor, I guess. Great. Let's see. Sorry, I accidentally paused that. Didn't mean to. So, yeah. So far, again, the visuals are stunning. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. The much talked about obsidian. Well, potentially not. The Crystal Temple, obviously designed off a gem of some description. In one of the art books, I think it was listed as being labeled obsidian. It's not been in canon described as obsidian, so we don't know. But it's pretty cool to see it rendered in this way, sort of 2D but 3D all at the same time. I think what's interesting here as well, by the way, and for those of you who are keeping track of Steven Universe fan nitpicks, that balcony there, in the new Crystal Gems, I think it was Lapis or Peridot, stood on there with the binoculars and managed to see the town, which is clearly behind the temple, confirmed to be behind the temple here. Therefore, she could not have seen any of the things she saw. I think this is about as far as I got last time. I wonder what it's up to. I think the most Steven-y response is maybe it wants a donut. So I'm going with that one. Which gives me 10 XP for some reason. Actually, I should have tried something different this time because I wonder if I get different XPs for the different like responses. Like if I answer more in character, I get more XP or something. I don't know. I looked at this is clearly like something I'll have to get through at a later date with a different character or a different ability. That looks quite end-gamey because it's big, black, and scary and sort of foreboding looking. So I think that's going to be sort of something you unlock towards the end of the game. Let's see then. Let's get properly into this. So this is as far as I got on my little test playthrough. Lars, you see what I'm seeing? He's not at all paying attention. That's amazing. Yo, Steven. Loz, did you see a big floaty thing? No, of course he didn't. He was looking at his phone. Steven, you may want to go check out your dad's car wash. See, I'm going to assume... Because if that's... Yeah, I was going to say, I can see it now in the distance as the van. I like the game's attempt to keep me on track, just making Connie be like, oh, Steven, that's the wrong way. I do love this. I love the roll with the little leap at the end, and I love the leap. That is, like I said, that is the happiest I've ever seen a character jump in any game ever. And I've played Mario games. That guy loves to jump. Look at that. Even the roll. Oh, I love that it comes out of the roll into a jump as well. That's great. This text box thing is a bit of a bummer because there's voice acting in the intro, but I guess it's gonna be one of those old tropes of like there's voice acting in the cutscenes, but no voice acting when you're it's just text boxes the rest of the time, which is a shame. But you know, you got to cut corners somehow, I suppose. I can't imagine this is a very. They clearly put a lot of love and effort into this game, and excuse me, allow me to clear my throat. And I guess they had to do it on a bit of a budget. It's not a full release. It's not like in the UK sort of a full price game is sort of like 40-50 quid. You know, it's not what I got this for 20, so it's a half a price game. It's sort of an indie release. It's not really a full sort of like console sort of game in the same sense. So you know, I suppose you've got to have some ways of sort of cutting around that. So something's wrong with
Steven.
Oh, something's wrong with Light Steven. Let's find out. Oh, something's wrong with Greg. He's not even looking at Light Steven, so whatever he's looking at is something completely different. What's he concerned?
Please
Okay,
tell me
there is
another new friend of yours.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa, indeed.
Giant spaceship. If you're gonna land, maybe you could.
Don't land on that. No! Is it gonna? No! The car. Oh, he's rich. I've just remembered. No, it's fine. Don't worry, Greg. You're rich. You'll be able to fix that up. That is absolutely that is quite upsetting, though. So Greg's car wash has been destroyed in the first 5 minutes of the game.
No!
And Steven is talking about it like it's a person. I mean, to be fair, actually, no, I can't mock Steven's response because I also just went, no! So maybe I am quite enjoying this hopping about that Greg's doing. I may never play further than this moment. I might just leave it on this screen because that is quite a good animation. His hair swinging back and forth. And a bead of sweat just dripping down his face. So I think I heard there was a new gem going to be, a new villain introduced in this, and I guess this is who this is. I don't know anything about this, though. I intentionally didn't really look into the game because I didn't want spoilers.
Oh,
That is a cool design.
Did you miss me?
Did you miss me? So this gem has been on Earth before. Maybe the rebellion?
Now let's
Maybe.
see. Where is...
What is it?
Up. There you are.
So it's after the. It's got to be after the prism.
Beep.
I could feel it.
Oh, we got voice acting again. I've just realised. Oh, that's interesting. So in some of the cutscenes, some of the sort of text boxes will have voice acting with
Who
them.
activated you? They obviously don't know you're still mine.
So she's obviously referring to the prism.
Get over here.
Interesting. Will it listen to her? Does it have to listen to her? It does. Didn't look happy to do it though. Oh, poor Light Steven.
My stars, you look absurd. Let's get you out of that shape, post haste.
Oh, that seems a bit mean. Like, let the light thing be whatever shape it wants to be, lady.
Hey.
Yeah, Steven, you say something about it. Okay, leave him alone. Who are you? Why are you doing this? Oh, I want to defend the light thing, but I do want to know who the gem is. Will the gem answer if I say B? But I want to. Oh, I'm gonna go B. No, I'm gonna. It feels more Steven to say leave him alone and not give a damn who the light question. Because you know I'm gonna have to do that because, like the show, Steven never asks questions, so it's leave him alone. Even though I want to know desperately who this gem is.
Yeah. He doesn't want to go with you.
There you go. Gem does not want to go with you.
No. Light Steven.
Oh, that's. So this is a Mario situation.
What's that down there? Humans.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah. So
You
a little bit of that
activated
homeworld
in the hands
arrogance. thinking of humans as nothing more than like ants.
I leave you here for a
Fits.
few thousand years, and you're ready to activate for whoever.
Fantastic.
Whatever
A few.
happens to
I just
grab you.
leave you here just for a few thousand years. Like that's the equivalent to me being like, oh, look away for just 2 seconds, and you've been activated by humans. God, but apparently, let's just. I love the timescale for a gem. It's so warped that like a few thousand years is like nothing. That's amazing.
Well, I'll let you make it up to me. Turn on them and cut them to shreds.
Okay. Well, there you go. So it has to obey her.
What? What are these weak forms?
Weak forms.
Your blades. So
I wonder
flimsy.
if
You've gone soft.
it's intentionally not trying too hard to hurt Steven.
Come with me. You're embarrassing yourself.
So it's got to do its job, but it's got to do what she says, but it doesn't have to do it well. That's basically what I'm learning. That feels like me at my work. So there you go.
Light Steven!
Oh no! So yeah, this is a proper Mario situation. So Light Steven is basically Princess Peach, and has been kidnapped by essentially a Bowser gem. The princess is in another castle, and there you go. And the color palette returns to normal.
Watch out!
That's cool. Okay. So the combat. I don't know much about the combat. I'm going to assume it's similar to Attack the Light. I'm guessing this will be like a tutorial, like a basically unlosable fight where we just learn the basics. Connie. Send Connie to attack. Okay. Well, that all seems quite straightforward. Yeah, there's sort of I don't know, what do they call that when it's like. There's a name for it when you have sort of like live action sort of responses that you can sort of like quick time sort of. Yeah, I guess quick time is the word. So like sort of in turn-based combat, but quick time sort of attack prompts, which is interesting. I think they did that in Attack the Light as well, though. That is actually also quite similar to Stick of Truth, to be fair. So let's make Steven attack. He attacks with his shield, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, okay. So there'll be little prompts that if I time them right, I'll do more damage. That makes sense. So I can't do any move right now because. Oh, so it's not quite it's turn-based, but it is. There's like a timer before I can do another move. So it's kind of turn-based, but slightly more tactic-based. Okay, and I can dodge. Okay, Steven can heal. Now that is very much like Attack the Light. In fact, actually, I find I'm a little surprised he was able to attack, because in Attack the Light, he very much was just the sort of mage in the background, just healing up the team. Okay. If my friend meter goes up to the top, something good will happen. I'm guessing a team move, which I guess in the world of Steven Universe is a fusion move, surely. Oh, I didn't hit the timing right on that one. Spicy. Spicy. Okay, let's. Connie's attack seems to be more damaging than Steven, so I think I'm going to focus Connie as the attacker in this scenario. She doesn't have anything. Does Steven have anything to do? No, Steven can attack. Ah, but Steven can attack with just 1 star point. Okay, so you've got to make that call. I love this sad little waddle it's doing as it comes over to attack, and then it gets all this energy. Neato burrito indeed. Right, so we attack with Connie. And it's a division of labour because I got 3 stars, so I can now attack with Steven on the same basis. Will I get my stars before it comes back to hurt us again? Maybe not. When it's attacking, my thing freezes, also I can't attack mid its attack. That is interesting. Okay, so the combat seems pretty similar. I don't remember. Did Attack the Light have that whole time mechanic where it wasn't so much turn as it was once your time thing catches up? I mean, that's a pretty. I've used that tactic. I've played a game with that sort of not strategy, but that sort of gameplay mechanic before. But I don't recall. I genuinely don't recall if the last one of this had it or not. And what are those? I know it's probably just an art style thing, but I keep wondering what these like. See these like white lines going through the sky, like it looked like a plane or something. But it's gone now. There was one just there a second ago. I'll point one out next time it's there. Oh, that's how. Oh, and there you go, guys. It's now canon how he spells Stubble. Stubble. There you go. Put that in your Reddit page. Sometimes during the hiatuses, that's the only thing we can do. Oh, look at that. There you go. That's the thing I was talking about. What the hell is that? Oh, that's just artistic license, I guess. It's no practical object that looks and shapes like that. So there you go. That's for your Reddits. You get the official spelling for Stubble. I've got some work to do cleaning up around here. What about Light Steven? We got to save him. Yeah, so it is going to be a Princess in the Castle situation, chasing after the Light Steven that's been kidnapped by a gem whose name I'll never know because I was playing as Steven and I decided to be authentic and to the show and not actually ask any damn questions. Steven's an idiot. I think that's what we're learning here. Anyway, we should tell the Crystal Gems what happened. They'll know what to do. That's a great idea. Let's... Oh, no, someone else is having trouble. Oh, man, what's it now? Connie's already fed up. Oh, man, what now? Wait, what does Greg have to say before I leave? Don't worry about me, kiddo. I guess you should see what's all the horror about. Alright, so I'm going to go over to whatever this is. Wow. That one of those things is attacking the Dewey-mobile. I can't believe the Dewey-mobile. I mean... Look, I mean, I don't want to comment on the... But... What is that? I've seen the Dewey-mobile in the show many a time. What is that monstrosity? that is by far the scariest I've seen. Within a week. I think I've seen 2 or 3 different horror films. Nothing as scary as whatever's on top of that van. that is terrifying. Is it that scary looking in the show? I'll have to look. Should I check? Does it look that... I don't remember it being that terrifying. I've got my laptop in front of me. I'm going to hold the game for just 1 second. 1 second. Dewey-mobile, which is a weird thing to have to Google. Mobile. Right, I'm Googling it. Google images. Dewey-mobile. Will it come up? Have I spelt it wrong? Probably have. Yes, I think I have. This is actually not good. This is not good now, is what I've done here. I am just wasting time at this point, aren't I? This is not good podcasting. Right. It's pretty scary looking in the show, actually. It's just because it's got this sort of rictus grin in the show. But it hasn't got this weird, like, giant red bulbous nose thing. And the dead eyes, that is quite alarming. Wow. Okay. Anyway, okay. So does the combat start itself? No, you've got to prompt the combat. It seems, which is handy, I suppose. Oh no, I headbutted it to start the combat. Okay. Oh, he's got some buddies. Oh, they weren't there when I started the fight. That's not fair. Right, let's get the one closest to us first. Get it perfect. It speeds up the star meter instead of being a stronger attack, or as well as. That would be nice to have clarified. Okay. Ooh. Maybe it's a choice where you can.
Somewhere. One thingy coming right up.
Star fruit brings that up. Okay, well that makes sense. Right, let's be useful here. Hit the thing quick enough. Right, Connie seems to have the more powerful attack, so I'm going to focus my attacks on her. Oh, okay, so positioning is actually important then, because she was able to attack. See, that's a really interesting element too. So she was able to attack both the star things because they were both close. So if I was to wait until they were both trying to attack, I could get more bang for my buck in terms of using my stars because I could attack them both simultaneously. That's interesting. I still not quite solved this. Is perfect more or less powerful than? So that was perfect, and it was 7 and 7. When it next rolls around, I'll let it roll. I should select a character that stops to start with. Okay. I'm gonna see. I'm curious as to whether there's a trade-off. If I try and get it on the. Yeah. Okay. So I can choose. Well, I say choose. It depends on my timing. But I can either go for perfect, which I did a little bit more damage, and I think I can get more damage with the yellow than the purple, and the purple moves up the meter faster. So I get more moves with that, where you sort of it's a trade-off. To be honest with you, I'm not going to be precise enough to ever get the one I want anyway, so I'm always just going to hit it when I hit it and take whatever advantage it gives me. There's no time for that. Time is of the utmost importance. Take this official government document you can reference to make sure you find the key. So he's lost his key to the city. I got the doodle. That is the that's the official government document. That is wonderful. Can I get a close-up of that? Can I look at that? Maybe one of those little blue guys. If you track down one of the little blue guys, it'll lead you to the key. Okay, so oh, so Greg's coming with us. He doesn't normally join us. They're going to try and explain that. But I just saw a glittery space lady kidnap a giant magical version of my son. I can't stand around now. Plus your car wash is gone. Yeah, that's about right. Great. Oh, Steven's done the eyes. That's cute.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Great. Let's get this party started. Very good. Very good. It's a party. So, we got a magical mission. Find the key to Beach City.
Ooh, I know.
So, okay. You can look through different areas of the bag. And there's Dewey's doodle. Can I? Nope. Anything I push make that big. I want to see the doodle. No. No. That's unfortunate. So I can't look at the doodle. That's a shame. Greg's coming along. That's cool. I think I'd read that he was one of the playable characters. Or I might have even seen a trailer where I saw him using his guitar as a weapon or something. Which I guess is why it's slung over his shoulder. That's all cool. So, I think they said they were going to be at... Steven behind you, so I guess another random encounter. Why not? Ooh, no different. I've been frozen. Okay, that makes sense. You can switch characters. Yeah, okay. So the characters are all going to have different abilities. Oh, I've got that Greg jumping animation again. Awesome. And you can switch between the characters, I guess, and this is the way the game has taught me that that's the thing I can do. Can I be Greg as well?
What am I gonna pick? What am I gonna pick?
I love that. So if I'm Connie, but I press the button to get in the backpack, it's still Steven that goes in the backpack. Okay, so now I'm Greg. What does he do? That's cool. If you hold down his guitar button, you can... play his guitar with the directional pad. That's cool. Hey Steven, did you figure out your thing that I definitely remember and I'm not totally just... Steven's just launching into an explanation. Uh-huh, sure, that. Ongoing. Right, great. Lame. Can we go in the big... Oh, we can go in the big donut! Oh, why am I so excited about something so stupid? That's great. Oh, it works as the in-game shop. Of course it does. Lion Liquors. I like that before when I together breakfast. Now we're talking. So food in this game is mostly health. But what is this? The star fruit adds star points in battle. That makes sense. Feel good tea removes negative status effects. I haven't had any of those yet, have I? 0 of those, but I have not enough money for them. Okay, that makes sense. Star shape will increase the star meter speed. Donuts, health, because food is mostly health. Lion liquors. Melty and Betty looks like a lion. Who even likes these? Yeah, that's good. What does Sadie have to say for herself? Sadie, is everything okay? You can see this, Steven. Donuts filled with ice cream. Wow, that does actually sound amazing. I've never had a donut filled with ice cream. That sounds fantastic, though. I must immediately... We're on the case. Okay, so side quest of some sort? We're off for ice?
I've got just the thing.
Interesting. There you go. So I guess the game does have side quests as well. Little stuff for the town. Like if I come across that, I guess then I go back there. And what I found really funny earlier was when I came through here and I got that first... I didn't comment on it the first... It was part of my first little test playthrough, so I didn't comment on it the second time we got...
I put it in here somewhere.
Can Connie break that? No. Guitar. When I first came through, you get the cookie cat. Connie's like, I wouldn't eat a cookie cat you just found in the sand. And I was like, Connie, that is the least of the problems. Cookie cats were discontinued literally years ago. The fact that he's found it in the sand is actually less of a problem. The thing is wrapped. I would be more concerned at the... Oh, it's so sad to see the car wash just destroyed in the background. Although, you know, not heading about that way anyway because of the face of terror that's back there. Anyway. So yeah, I thought that was the least of the problems with the cat, with Cookie Cat. Oh, a together breakfast. Free together breakfast. I can leap on the building? No. That would have been a bit superhero game. I can talk to these guys though. Let's see what's going on down at Fish Stew Pizza. Hey Steve, I think my dad wants to talk to you. Well then, okay. Fine. Stick her out there and tell her to talk to the dude next to her. Fine. Steven. Mr. Pizza. How are the pizzas these days? And your friends unleash monster in the city again? Yeah, sorry. Well, indirectly, I don't even think that's fair. I think directly at this point. Trying to hunt down monsters. That's not enough. So if you really want to make it up to me, you better do a side quest. Alright, more side quests. Good. Yep, pizza delivering. Not quite as good as ice cream donuts, which, by the way, I'm going to be Googling if that's a thing after this. And if it is, I am totally going to go buy some. Ah, there's some more monsters. And Petey looking terrified. Don't worry, Petey. Protect your tasty fries. No one messes with the fry shack. Yeah, that's a reason. And there's sour cream in the background. And more monsters, actually. So that's obviously... Let's see. Oh, okay. So we got a new kind of villain. A new kind of thing that's going to beat us. Greg's guitar is tuned. He can play or switch between jams without spending star points. But tune the guitar. And now I can... How? Okay. That's not a very powerful attack. Maybe it's... Yeah, it looks like it's an ongoing attack. So, I'm going to start by taking that dude out because I'll be honest with you. He seems to be the most... Ooh, Steven is looking pretty low on health right now. Give yourself some health, Steven. Doesn't leave me much energy for anything else, but I am definitely going to focus on this guy because he seems the most threatening. So basically, strategy-wise, this game seems pretty straightforward and pretty simplistic. I was too early on that button push. I really don't know the timings of this yet. Sour cream in the background. So we've got an ongoing attack from Greg, which is a pretty cool technique. Again, you sort of... The game forces you to wonder and ponder aloud, like what's... oh, I can attack again. That's handy. The game sort of forces you to sort of make tactical choices. Like earlier on, I used Steven's attack, and he managed to hit 2 of the... Wow, that is problematic.
Here you go, Steven.
He actually managed to hit 2 of them at once, which makes his attack slightly more effective than I initially anticipated, because he sort of charged... There you go, like exactly like that. Which is actually makes his attack a bit more effective than I initially anticipated it would be. Let us... No, let's... See, do I just leave Greg now? Can he be... He's just doing his thing now. I've just sort of, you set him off and then he just goes, I guess. Right, that's the red one out of the way. That one seems to be doing the most damage. So we don't have to worry as much now. Yeah, that one was doing like 5. That one was doing 10 damage. So this one's a lot less. Beautiful. I'm not going to worry about that one so much now because Greg's probably going to take that out any second with his music. Or Steven could take it out as he barges past. Why not? And there we go. Hopefully. Game over. See what I mean about my lack of precision? Like, I have no ability to choose between the yellow timing and the purple timing. Steven's gone. Yeah, level up. He's gained a new ability. A defensive bubble that will absorb a single attack. Can he apply it to anyone, though? I guess he can. So if there's someone who's particularly vulnerable, and I know I've only got to make them last a move anyway, rather than heal them, I could put a bubble around them, I guess. Something worth thinking about. So, Greg's doing a consciously choosing to not ask questions. So, like father, like son. That's amazing. You saved my life. I guess I can give you some fries on the house. Yes, fry bits, please. Booyah! Got some fry bits. Regenerate health as well. So most of the food in the game seems to be health. Oh, and I can upgrade Steven now. Let's see. What do I do with Steven? What are my options?
RPG, it's a quest for you and me.
So, Steven chatting RPG does feel very funny. So, what are my options? Attack. Steven's attack isn't as good as Connie's, so I don't know if I'll straight away focus on getting his attack up. Defense, yeah, that's something I could worry about with him. He got focused on in that last battle. Increases his luck, which is a chance to do bonus damage. Increases his ability and improves his relationship building. More frequent fusions and team attacks. So I was right. So when the relationshipy meter builds, you can fuse with people, or do like sort of double attacks if the people if the two characters in question, I guess, are human, which suggests there might be. Yeah, I guess because if Connie and Greg's relationship meter gets to the full, what do? They can't fuse. That makes sense. So the question is, I've got 3 points. What do I build up? I want to see fusions. So I'm going to say put my teamwork up by 1. If it increases the speed in which I can do that. And I've got 1 point left to spend, which will not work there because I need 2. So defense, because he got battered a bit in that last game. Confirm the selection. That's cool. Yup. Nah. Yay stuff. That's awesome. I am liking some of the incidental dialogue. Have I got the same options on everyone? Yeah, everyone's got the same options. You can upgrade their individual attack as well. And oh, badges. So there's a badge system where you can, I guess, unlock or find badges in the world, and then they have like buffs that you can give certain characters. So I imagine it'll be that thing where you've got loads that you'd love to use, but you can only attach. Looks like you only attach 1 per character. And I currently own none of the badges. Look at all these badges I don't own. Oh my god. See, for a game that's like clearly, you know, like it's like a 20 quid game, which again is like barely mid-level.
I know I put it in here somewhere.
Yeah, okay, I can heal my teammates outside of battle. That is important. Connie was looking a bit bereft. Anyone else need it?
Ooh,
I suspect
I know.
Nah, everyone else is
Cheeseburger
fine.
backpack.
That's cool. Although again, Connie wouldn't be eating cookie cats at this stage. I might, for this edition, leave it there. It's a nice little introduction. I don't know if this has been entertaining or not. We did discover the most terrifying face on the planet. I don't know if this is worth me doing repeatedly or not, but I'm having fun. But that's maybe just the game, more than anything else. So we'll see. I'm not going to walk much further. I can see Mr. Smiley and I can see sour cream, and I don't want to. Any direction I walk in could start another battle, and I'm gonna leave it here for this edition. But yeah, I hope that was something. I don't know if I don't know if I'll keep doing these. It is fun to play the game and sort of talk you guys through what I'm doing and thinking, but it's actually surprisingly hard to like think of interesting things to say while you're trying to concentrate on a game, especially one with like timings and button presses and stuff like that. If this was a slightly more turn-based RPG, it might be a little bit easier, but I don't know how those guys do it. All those, like, you know, all the PewDiePies of the world. Mad respect. Yeah, I just said mad respect and then reference PewDiePie. He's fine. Except for some of the racially insensitive stuff. But he's fine. I get it. Not so much that Logan Paul dude, though. I don't know. Don't like either of the Pauls. Both douchebags. Anyway, irrelevant. Yeah, I don't know if I'll keep doing this, but I'm having fun, so maybe I will. Just even if you guys aren't having fun, I am. As you can tell by my inability to stop making Steven jump about like a madman. Steven Madman, that'll be his new surname. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's everything for whatever this is. I might see you again for another one of whatever this is if I decide to keep doing it. Goodbye.